Okay, so I get asked a lot about what exactly it looks like and it means to heal. I made videos before about what a healed and an unhealed sign looks like. Not through all of the zodiac signs just yet. That's coming up. But I get asked a lot, well, how do I heal? What do you mean, how do I heal? And, sure, I'm going to get someone saying, like, no, this is wrong, because everyone has an opinion, which is fine. What I would suggest, coming from a spiritual life coach's perspective, is starting with getting real with yourself and the shadow work. What that means is, unfortunately, sometimes you got to sit with what has transpired in your life to this point to recognize what baggage you might be carrying. Although I am a life coach, there's plenty of things that I would suggest going to a therapist about to deal with maybe trauma or, things like that. But when it comes to what I do in the coaching world is, where are you today and where do you want to be? And maybe recognizing what patterns and cycles that you have been stuck in that are holding you back. Because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever zodiac sign you are, the thing that it really comes down to is, are you your own biggest fan and cheerleader, or are you your own biggest enemy? Majority of the time, we're our own biggest enemy because we have been taught maybe a certain way, trauma, etc., all these things, to where we're so hard on ourselves, and then we grow up to be adults and we basically become the hard, mean parent or boss or teacher in our own brain, and we don't know how to just be there for ourselves and be our own biggest, like I said, cheerleader. It's not always fun, it's not always easy, and it's not always comfortable to do the shadow work and to sit with being real with yourself and not using escapism to get away from what you're trying to get away from. Like, sometimes you just got to sit in it and recognize what it is, and then create a plan or action steps utilizing maybe therapy or a coach to then figure out what are action steps. Because if you never have been to this next level or this next whatever, you might need help. But a lot of times people don't want to change, and they don't want to face what their biggest fear is. Maybe it's insecurity, maybe it's whatever the case, failure, right? So then they just avoid it forever, and they never actually get to do what they want, or they're never actually fully happy. And that's such a waste and a disservice of your time and your creativity and your energy. So all that to say, is it fun to heal? No. Is it worth it? Yes. And you're always healing, never fully healed. Of course, in the videos that I make about healed and unhealed sign, that's just the easiest verbiage to utilize. But I understand healing is a process, and it's a journey, not a destination. And it's not a sprint, that's for sure. I hope that you saw this video at the right time in your journey. And of course, if you ever need any help, I do offer one-on-one clarity calls as a spiritual life coach. We can talk about mindset, confidence, boundaries, work-life balance, astrology, and more.